Hello, Council. We ended up yesterday at our meeting. Not the gist I get is how to have more people come to church, and through advertising, marketing, and what's the other one? The different ways of doing it. And I'm thinking, why not make every Christian, a producer? We're born to reproduce. Everybody. And not saying that not to invite people to church where the preacher preaches at them and they get saved. No. In fact, let me just diverse a little bit. I notice few altar calls, and altar calls is really a 20th century thing, or 19th century new thing. And really, the idea is that he's to equip us, every believer, to do the work of an evangelist. And what he does, he builds us in Christ. So we're to do that. We're to go out and win people to Christ, and then if they come, fine. Not trying to get people to come in church. What kind of people do you want in church anyway? The purpose is to worship God. So let me just share this here. How about everybody getting into our culture, our DNA, that every member is an evangelist in one form or another. Every member knows how to share the gospel of Jesus Christ, not dependent upon the experts to do it. We are responsible for that. Jesus says, "Follow me and I will make you fishers of men." So our job as elders and leaders is to make it available that people can learn how to share their faith. My suggestion is that we offer some maybe an ongoing cycle of courses on how to share your faith. I'll be available for that. It could be 6 weeks, or it could be 12 weeks. Doesn't matter. We can show them some. Now, what kind? I like. There's various kinds of ways of doing it. One I do like is the way of the Master. It is not the only way. It is not the only way. There's, I think I shared something. There's many ways. Just sharing, just loving people to Christ. There's 3 words, okay? There's cultivation, where you cultivate a relationship. There's sowing, where people go out and share the gospel and, that kind of thing. Then there is the reaping, where, a person's ready to receive Christ and you bring him in. In other words, there's proclamation, where like an evangelist or a pastor will proclaim the gospel. Not many of us will probably do that. There's the intrusional, where a person is in, or confrontational evangelism, where you're knocking on doors or you're out in the street passing out tracts. Not everybody will do that. Then there's the relational, where you build a relationship. That's what I want to talk about, where everybody can do this. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. By the way, all 3 are legitimate, and all 3 are used by God. Let's begin with the relational. Everybody can do this immediately. Why not get into our church DNA, our culture, that every member identifies 5 or 10 households. 5, not individuals, because we're talking about households, that they want to win to Christ. They begin just by praying. They begin asking God to help us to get to know our neighbors. Simple. Just help us get to know them. In our getting to know them, we're getting to know their first names, birthdays, Christmas, send cards, gifts, whatever. Invite them to your house. Those who can do it. There's different ways of doing it. Just being the kind of neighbor that these people want to be their neighbor. I hear neighbors fighting all the time. No, you want to be a winsome. So we can do that. That's one way. However, there's many ways, like I say, of evangelism. Not to get stuck on one form. But I'm just saying, even, do not dismiss demographics. Study those things. Marketing, as was suggested, or advertising, however you want to say it. With or without that, one thing we cannot do, in fact, we have no choice. He already said it. Jesus says, go make disciples. He already said it. We don't have an option. That's not a luxury of the church. It is what we ought to be doing. All I'm saying is one way of doing it is offering, a 1 hour course, however you want to do it. I'll be available to talk more about that. All right, thanks guys for your time.